Robicinho.
We are live. Yes.
So we are here at Renzo Gracie Upper West Side. Renzo's Academy in Manhattan, one of them. And we are going to focus the seminar today on escapes, right? So Master Renzo will show a lot of escapes. And if you guys want to learn a specific escape, please comment there and we'll try to solve your problems. Did you go live on the other accounts?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. We are live on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. So did you find my cell?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Instagram is on Renzo.
Instagram, Renzo,
Galler.
Let's wait for.
É. Você tem o Instagram da academia lá? Robson? Faz um live do teu também. Aí, ó, bota ali, ó.
Pode tirar a máscara igual pra dar uma.
Tá. Chega aí, Robson. Renzo's brother, Robson, come on over here. Let me interview you while we wait for Renzo. So you are fighting Bellator?
Bellator December 10. Let's go again.
You ready? You ready?
Ready. Same game plan. Try to take down and submission, of course.
Yeah. Can you show Master's Renzo version of the cross-side skate?
Cross-side or cross-side, side control, right? Side control escape. Okay. He's coming. He's coming.
We are on.
Renzão.
We're on?
Yes, and several different cameras. Where's your cell phone?
Right there.
Do you have the Renzo Academy, the Instagram?
Instagram? The
Account?
Academy?
Yeah, no.
Why is that?
Your daughter
My daughter
took off
Yes.
your access?
Yes. My 2 daughters.
Okay.
That's why I say I have 2 daughters and a son. 2 problems, 1 solution. You see my situation? What are we going to take a look today?
Today is escapes because we are, offering your program of essential escapes for $1 at Renzo.academy. And we are going to work on some more escapes here. Do you guys have any suggestion here? I was going, while Renzo didn't arrive, I was going to show them the escape you showed me probably 28 years ago.
Why you have to bring that many years up? Why?
Of the omoplata.
The omoplata is good, but the reality, I think we should begin by teaching the escape of the triangle.
Triangle?
Of course, there was a guy who said Rickson had a purple belt level, that he ended up tapping a triangle. Maybe he'll be watching, what's his name?
Kina.
Kina Cornelius. Porra. So let's show him how a purple belt, my purple belt, escapes from a triangle. Let's take a look on that, and I believe we'll never get caught again.
Mataus, you have a better triangle than me with a long legs.
Over. Please feel free. Come here. Let's take a look into that. Long legs. Huh? We're going to see initially a few, the basic ones, and very efficient ones. And then I'm going to show you some more complex ones. There was a friend of mine called Bita that grew up with me training. Now he teaches jiu-jitsu in Abu Dhabi. He's one of the main instructors down there. And he used to do this just to pass the guard. And then it happens that I saw my uncle Helio doing the same escape. So we're going to begin with the most common one, the first one, so you can have a notion. And then we go to the other ones. We're going to do a couple different ones. You are caught. Everything is wrong. You see, the first thing I do, I grab the opposite collar. If he has no gi, I place my hand on his shoulder, just like that. The opposite hand comes and holds his hip. because he needs to have the hip behind me in order to finish me. Now look, I bring it up, I get up, and I walk this way, look. For the fact that his hip is locked, it becomes very easy. I step right above his head and I let my knee drop. When my knee drops, it unties the whole triangle. And the deal is I hold this hand outside on his hip, pulling this way. That hand reaches for right next to his neck if he has no gi. And if you realize you're safe from him changing into an arm lock, because you're not like this, you are like that. Your elbow is completely protected. So I reach, if no gi, I hold the shoulder or the head. With the gi, I hold just here, look. You see, look, it's right there. The hand comes on the opposite side, like this. Oh, look. You can see it well from here, look. The hand does this, look. Now I bring him, I get up, and I walk like I want to step above his head. Where my knee drops, look. I'm across side. This one will work every time as a charm. It's when everything is already wrong, you do that. I began doing a new one too based on this move that is very interesting. It's like when you get caught and I don't have time, he's holding my arm, I just get up here, look. It doesn't look efficient, but it's unbelievable because, again, my leg is doing the job of my hand. I can push it off with this one. It works beautiful with no gi and with the gi, you know? And now that I do is when I feel this, I get up here, look. I go like I want to put the knee on his rib, look. He's already uncomfortable, look. Now the hand pushes, and I'm across side. This one, I love it too. I do it a lot, you know, especially with no gi. And remember, the whole deal, it's always blocking that hip from sliding out their way. So that's my main goal. When I go with my hand, I reach, I hold right there, and I stack him, step right above. I step above his head, my knee hits the ground, it's undone. The triangle is undone. And on this one, I want to step here, and my knee goes like I want to put a knee in the stomach, on his ribs. When I do that, his hip is completely locked. Did you feel how uncomfortable it gets?
It's a lot of pressure on the hips.
So it becomes very easy for you to shove it off, which normally a layman tries to do. And I've seen laymen escape in triangles like that by fate, by chance. They actually just went to push it off, and it came right off. But the secret is the hip. So when I'm here, look, I step right there, look, like I want to look. And I'm here, look. Unbelievable. I put my neck in so many triangles just to try this and tell them to choke me, and they couldn't. So it's really efficient, those two ways. The third way was the one that I was talking about when Bita used to do this a lot. I've seen Bita pass one time in a competition, Sergio Bolão's guard, 8 times. It got to a point the Bolão would look to my Uncle Carson and say, what can I do? How can I stop him? He will pass, go back, give the triangle again, pass, go back, give the triangle. In one competition, he passed 8 times. And this guy was extremely good in triangles and his guard movements. And the whole move consists of this. Look, turn this way a little bit more. His hand, he would grab it here, look, and he would turn his palm up. Once his palm was up, his elbow would lock, look. You see? Just like that. Can you pull my arm? Now look. How comfortable it is.
No comfortable. Yeah.
Boom, across side. And when there's no gi, you're going to do the same thing, placing your hand so your elbow is into you, like this. The elbow's carving into you, you pull back, and then you drive your weight on on the leg that is over your shoulder. That's going to make very uncomfortable for him, and will force him to give you the pass, you know? And I remember my Uncle Hiro here, he would grab you here like this, and then he'll put his hand inside on purpose. And then he'll grab right there, look. And then he just lean that, look. And there we go, boom, across side. You know? on the beginning, get someone for you to do the motions, learn to feel the leverage, and from there, it's going to be a walk in the park. And believe every time now, someone comes in the triangle, the first thing I do is this. The hand's right there. You see, Keenan? Here. Boom, the first thing. Now it doesn't matter if he tries to go for the triangle, just put the weight. Look, it's right there. Look how uncomfortable. Boom. Annoying, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure in the hips.
You know? And you, of course, and the other thing that you always combine, whatever you do to escape, sit up and both hands right here. Look. See, just there. Boom. That alone stops the triangle right there. You know, normally from here, I go all the way up. 1, 2, look. Done. You know, but I actually always begin. So every combination you do to escape triangle, you have always the option of boom and sitting back. Once you did this, triangle is dead. Come on, Lucão, what else?
What else? You want to show the one that we suffered before escaping of the triangle? The one Gordo used, you thought Gordo.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah. You are going to suffer a little bit, but if you insist, you'll be able to.
This is another one that I made. I think I was fighting. Where I was fighting? I was doing an MMA fight, and Ricardo Moraes, the guy, the 6'7", that I took to fight in Russia, he was actually, I made him put the triangle on every day, and I said, I have to find a way when everything's wrong to escape. And I remember I would go in a triangle, like even with the arm out this way. So what I learned, I would reach it, and I'll bring it to the ground, look. And then the pressure will go, look. Knee on the butt, elbows out. They just couldn't stop. And the whole secret consists on this is the arm, because of the position that I am, he can change to an arm lock. So I would bring the hand to his knee, the second hand will grab, and then I pin that knee on the floor. Then all his leverage is dead. His only option will be an arm lock. That's why I always have the second hand on top. Then I'll drive my chest in. I feel right away his legs open up. My knee would touch his butt, elbow come right off. I would stop the spring motion from his hip by putting my knee there, and the elbow come out. And the whole deal here, look, everything is wrong. 1, 2. Now I pin it. Drive. Get up and drive. Look, I'm already out. Knee on the butt. Ready to pass. You like that one? I had forgot this one.
So now, before you leave, Matal, so review all the options here real quick. You know what we did there.
So remember, every time you have a chance here, this is automatic. Nobody's getting you there. But everything went wrong. You down here. He closed the triangle, grab the opposite collar, lock the hip, get up and walk towards his head. When your knee comes down, look, it's going to untie and you got a cross side. The other one right here. Palm facing up, elbow touching the ground, all your weight. Grab it, all your weight, look. Across side. Boom. You're gonna feel the tightness immediately there to drive him off. The other variation here, you couldn't get your hand there. Remember, you get up, you're out. Just push it. The main thing is that knee driving into him. That locks his hip, kills his body movement, so it's easy to free your head. And the last one, the one that we just saw, if you're here, touch it, grab it. Pin down. Now drive forward. When you drive forward, go like you want to touch your elbows on your belt. This way. When you do that, knee on the butt, elbows right out. What else, Luca?
Yes, I want to ask here if it's possible to escape from a bow and arrow choke.
Bow and arrow choke. Which one is bow and arrow choke?
It's the one you love.
Oh, that one.
From the back.
That completely technical mistake, yeah, that they make, yeah.
It's very used on the head.
Yes, a lot of people use this. You see the reality.
One second.
You wanna do that side or this side? You choose. Do this side so they can see better. One of the biggest problems here is, you see, the perfect choke, it's always here. Why? You increase the pressure on the collar, the choke gets 10 times more efficient. You free your leg, you throw your legs over, it's 10 times more dangerous if you do this. But then suddenly people thought I never did this choke. People thought it was handsome to do this. The biggest problem with this is that you're not locking my body up. So the first thing I do when the guy grabs my collar, I can go here and here, if that's the case, I press it down. So he's going to start now falling into going there. You see? I'm out. What happened?
I lost the choke already.
The whole secret is to look at him. So instead of like normally we try to roll, I want to look at him. And I do that, this hand here, and remember, you're not using a lot of your strength. You hold it and you make elbow heavy to stop him from doing the spring motion. Same thing here, look. Boom. As he's falling into it, I start looking at him, look. You like that choke, huh? He likes, Matao likes that choke, huh?
No, we're not doing anymore.
So in reality, if you want to choke someone, grab both collars. You know, even if you grab one collar, control the wrist on the other one. Roger is extremely efficient on that. You know, then he goes here, he throws the leg over the shoulder, and boom, finishes you there. But the bow and arrow, you position yourself. You basically go to 3 o'clock, or if you're going that way, you go to 9 o'clock with your body position, which allows me to free my head. So the moment that you got this, and I know you don't have the hand. I'm normally fighting here. You grab the collar. I do this, look. I'm right here, look. Here, just grab the gi here and make it elbow heavy, look. He can't put pressure now. I can feel it. That if he doesn't have the second collar, I'm out. Just now, look, I slide and I start turning. He's going to try to squeeze. I'm out. And normally I end up on top because my elbow touched the floor. I'm right here, look. You know? So the secret, always opposite hand comes to block right away so that he doesn't get a very deep choke. But when he puts wrist and make elbow heavy, that stops him from being able to tighten up and to make it and make his hand move forward more, you know? The second one grabs heavy elbow and just begin escaping going that way. Just look at him. Opposite side of the arm. You don't look at the arm. You look at his face here and you begin escaping. Immediately the head is free and you are out of there. And normally if your elbow touches the ground, you end up on top. What else?
Casey Herndon is asking about body triangle from the back. How to escape if the guy.
Body triangle. Yeah, this is you see a lot of times there is many problems. You have to understand one thing. Everything in jiu-jitsu is here. Come on. I'm a little chubby. Matao's gonna have a little trouble, look, to close the body triangle. You see? I'm gonna try to thin it up here better. Yeah. Good. So body triangle, it's always annoying, but there is a problem that you guys will never realize. When you get the body triangle, lock the body triangle, come for the choke here. What happened? What you don't see it? His head is on the same level as mine. Let me show you one thing. Stay right there. I was watching a UFC fight with Roger in my house. Roger is the best guy in chokes from the back. He finishes everybody. And I'm watching the fight, and the guy is having trouble to submit his opponent on the UFC fight. And Roger goes, oh, he's doing wrong. He cannot finish. He's getting, every time the guy goes to finish, the hand is over the face, and the guy's defending. It's a struggle. And I go, Roger, why you do choke so easy? It's because you are taller than the person, and when you go for a choke, your head is always above your opponent's head. Why? Your hand carves in this way. When we are here, your hand carves in over the shoulder. Look, it doesn't go down this way, it goes this way. That's why it becomes much harder to choke when you have the guy here, level with you. Every time you close the triangle on the waist, you lower yourself. You get on my height. It becomes 10 times harder to choke. To pull out a choke from that position is 10 times harder, you know? So for you, in order to be efficient, your head has to be higher. When I told this to Roger, Roger goes, "Nah, you crazy." I said, "I have 2 of your fights here. Do you want to take a look?" And you finish both by a rear naked choke on the back. He goes, "Yeah, let's look." I put it on. After he finished watching, he goes, "I never realized that." I go, "Me either, but that's logic. When you start commenting about him, I realized that the only reason you are so efficient on this, it's because you always position your head above your opponents. And if you look, Roger never locks the body triangle. He always plays both hooks in, which position the guy's hip low and his head higher, which make him 10 times more efficient. The body triangle is great to stall. A lot of times it's a pain in the butt to get out from there, you know? There's some positions that I love to do, and especially after I begun, the first thing, the hands have to be here to defend the choke, right? So I began playing here. Look, I do this, I extend, and I go right under. Look, a lot of times, tap. You see? He tapped right there. I reverse, I do a foot lock on him. But let's say I didn't see this. It didn't happen. So he's there, right? I position my foot out, and I start moving my hip, look. I'm already out. Look how he's untying everything. You see, and even if he was able to keep a little longer, I start going here, look. Done. But if you realize, what did I use? My hip. The hip is the main thing. So instead of being with him in my back, just doing this, I put the foot out, and like I go, So it's going to be very stressful for him to hold. I force him to have to open the leg eventually, you know, and I'm out of there. It becomes very hard to choke because I have my hands right here, look. The thumb right next, waiting to capture his hands, and he tries to attack. And then I force my hip out. My only concentration is pressure with the hip to get out. And in that moment, you see a free foot there, you step right on top and squeeze. It becomes a foot lock. You know, but you guys probably learned this on John's foot lock curse, I heard. Course, you know, like otherwise take a look on YouTube. So one more time. You see? It's right there, look. Hands there. I position, look. I go under and I start turning just the hip, look. Here I have the foot lock, look. Finish. Or I move a little. I start going under, look. I'm out. Now my main concern is just don't get mounted, you know? I want to get him in guard instead of getting him across side or mounted on me. That's the main thing. But everything, it's hip. Your hip plays the game there. It reverses everything. What else? This is too easy today. Come on, guys. Challenge my head.
Escapes. It's always easy for you, huh?
Been surviving my whole life. With the brothers and uncles, my father, the people that I have around me, I had to be good in defending.
How much you used to weigh when you got your black belt?
I was probably, when I got my belt, 143 pounds. I was 143 pounds. And 143, 142 pounds. And I thought I was a giant, you know? And I was right. What else?
There's a question here of a straight foot lock escape.
Uh-huh. Foot locks, huh?
Foot locks.
I'm going to tell you a story about foot lock. Carson had a student. His name runs away from my head right now. But this guy finished. He was a very athletic guy. And he finished everybody with foot locks, you know? And I remember I was going to fight him, and my uncle Carlinhos, my coach, keeps going, Renzo, don't let him get your foot. He's going to submit you. If he gets your foot, he's going to finish you. Don't let him get close to your foot. Don't do guard like the one that I like it the most, the spider guard, because your foot is always under the guy's armpit. Never do this guard with him. Do this, don't do. And I just keep agreeing. I say, no problem. I'm going to be careful. I go in, I pull guard, I put my foot under his armpit immediately. First 10 seconds. Immediately, he grabbed it and he fell into the footlock. The problem with footlock is every time you apply in a footlock, you're giving your opponent a chance to do a footlock. The question is, do you want to be hunted or do you want to hunt? So when the guy fell with my foot already tight, all that I did was look for his foot, got it, make it tight, and squeeze it. When I begin squeezing, he let go of my foot, and he came to defend, and then I beat him by, I don't know if I finished him or if I beat him by points. I can't remember now. But it was a very interesting fight because I remember my uncle telling me, don't let him touch your foot. The first thing I did is I thought, let me see if he can make me tap. And I put my foot right there and I pull guard. In the end, he was more afraid than me of tapping because he let go and he gave me the chance to beat him on the game. You know, and the reason why was because I decided that day that I wasn't tapping. You know, and I think he believed he wouldn't resist the pain, so he gave me the victory on that thing. But the main thing is every time I can teach you what kind of footlock you want to do.
It can be a straight footlock.
Straight
here.
footlock.
Yeah.
So straight footlock, let's turn this way better so they can see it better. So this is the regular one. Go around. So the first thing that you always learn, put the boot, right? Oh, everything technical, everything position. I'm here, look. I have the boot. By the book, I would hold his collar, especially if it's a gi. I hold the opposite and push his hand on the ground. No, step right over. Look. Done. I'm out. You see, this is the basic thing, right? But some days you are on the hunt. What? Huh?
They couldn't see. It's hidden.
Like I said to you, a lot of times the best defense will be the attack. So on this situation here, I put my elbow here, bring it, finish. Right there. And I do that even when he's reversed, when he's on the opposite side, and he has everything perfect for him. Look. There. Yeah, bate, porra. It doesn't matter, look. Because for the way that he positioned his legs, I have 10 times better leverage than him. My leg is fully extended. It becomes extremely hard for him to actually finish me before. You know, he has to be much taller than me. And if he gives me the position, he's done. I'll get him here easy.
Guys, so you know, these heel hooks here won't be allowed on a sport jiu-jitsu competition, right?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. We
But
are talking about
we're going to
jiu-jitsu
get
here,
there.
not
Yeah,
competition.
we're
jiu-jitsu.
talking about my jiu-jitsu, which is if the guy tap, he's jiu-jitsu. I don't care. If you scream and he tap, it's jiu-jitsu. It's a technique. So this is the reality here.
So
You know?
regardless if it's
So
a
if
heel
he
hook,
got the heel hook, I hit here, look, and there. And I have it. I have always first. My leverage 10 times better. I do the same thing from standing. When I'm here, he got it. Boom. He positioned himself out there. Look, same thing. Look, I reach, finish, done. You see? A lot of times I do this, they open, I mount. Boom. You know, I don't even want to squeeze too much because sometimes it can pop the guy's knee. So I put the pressure, I go for the mount straight. I end up like this, look.
or you can go on this side as well, right?
Yeah, I love this one. I love. I go here, look.
Oh, I'm super weak.
That now. Just by doing that, I can mount anytime. If it's a fight, I can hit, or I can finish right there. Look, done. You see, I hold the face in this way. I drive my knee out a little. He has nothing there.
Yeah, the problem, I lost the connection with his hip.
There's nothing. My hip is loose. His hip is flat now. So I go one, reverse it. I grab it in, finish. This is the same thing that you use from 50-50. You can finish this with 50-50. Very easy. But by just pushing the foot like this forward and making your foot solid on the ground, you mount it. You can hit or you can finish. You have on this and you have on the one between your legs, you know. both of them.
So before Renzo went to Brazil to fight Valide, but it didn't happen, right?
No, he chickened out.
Yeah. But we trained.
He didn't provide me with this amazing memory that I could cherish in my late years, before I rest my head in the grave. I was gonna get his ear and hang it in the necklace of my grandsons, but he didn't give me that pleasure. He knew better. He took a plane to Manaus,
But bottom line that we were here at the academy training, me and him, and I was like, just protecting myself. But he left his leg, and I went for a straight knee lock. And what he did, exactly this thing on me, I tapped on the on the heel hook.
I never tired to deliver love. Yes, So basically, if you keep in mind, it's a chess game. It's okay. Defense is important, extremely. Why I start developing, especially from leg locks. I was fighting Marius Perry at Abu Dhabi in England, and they put the mats on top of ice. It was an ice rink. And he kept sweating. It doesn't matter how much they tried to dry. He kept sweating. We slippery. He was like over 102, 103 kilos. I was 82 kilos, so there was a huge difference, like 20 kilos, like 40 some pounds.
50 pounds.
Yeah, like almost 50 pounds difference. And I couldn't impose, I keep it in my head. The only thing that I need to do, and why I'm telling you this, is because this week, Jiu-Jitsu History, Instagram page, posted that fight, and I saw it again, that situation. And finally, after 20 minutes, I took him down. When I took him down, my leg slid, because so slippery, he ended up in a position of a heel hook. What did I do? I did the traditional. I lay down here. I did what I learned. Just lay down. I did what I learned my whole life. Once he did this, I turned, put my foot on his butt. He asked my foot out. When I did this, Sperry was up. So after that much effort and everything that I said, if I put him on that position, I'm going to get him, I couldn't. Because I did the old way of thinking. The things that they did on the time of my grandfather, of my father. Just think about defense. We're not here just defending. The best fighter is the one that goes after. The hunts, the attacks. Defense is going to come naturally. But you come, your opponent has to be afraid of you. That's the deal. He has to be afraid to be submitted at any moment from everywhere there's attacking coming. So then I said, when I walk out, I said, why did I lose this fight? I lost for points in the end. Because at one moment I went to pull him to my guard. It was so slippery. He fell right on my side and got the points of passing my guard. So even though I try everything, I couldn't get on that situation again. And then the time was over. I think it was 25 minutes of fight, and they gave him the victory. But when I left, I was thinking, you deserve to lose. You don't deserve the win on this one, because in a moment that you had to decide this, you decide to defend only and get out. So I pushed myself out, and then he stood up. Fight was lost there. That was one of the most important moments of my life, because on that thing, I changed even for better my way of thinking, and I believe it was on that moment that I decided to say that you run away, you deserve to lose. So I was defending, running away from him, moving away from him. I deserve to lose, So then I developed all these attacks. It doesn't matter if he has my foot in there, if it's a heel hook, I'm coming to finish him. And I learned that we are, on the defending side, 10 times more efficient to finish than he is from his submission position. So if we believe, like I see people trying to do foot locks and leg locks on me, I laugh. Because I end up finishing them every single time, when they try to do a leg lock. And those are the principles that I use mostly.
The attacker is more exposed than...
It's 10 times more exposed than the person who's defending. And if you look, even how the most common today, they're getting guard here, they're defending guard. And then people not even put the leg in here anymore because they will come in. Yeah. I'm going to say thank you to you right there if you do this. Look, 1, 2, immediately. I push, I mount it. You help me with everything. And if you put yourself in here, boom, I go here, look, straight. You see? So everything that I have here is 10 times better, and I'm solid. My foot is on the ground. For you, in order to put pressure in my leg, you're gonna have to put me down in order to do it. So it's 10 times more efficient. Whoever is being attacked to submit than actually the guy on the bottom. But the problem is, everybody that you watch, they try to do what? Run away. So they give the position for the submission. In reality, they go for the ground, they end up, and then they switch the leg. Next thing you see, you tap it.
Renzo, we are more than halfway in the seminar right now. It's time to sell a little. We need to sell.
Sell something. What do you want to sell?
Galler.com is with up to 55% on discount and in all the course. I mean, there's some that is 50, the others are 55%. And there is also the essential escapes at Renzo.academy, which is only $1.
Just $1.
16 defense, I think.
Yeah.
Just for $1. And we are going to work in more defense. But I wanna pass the videos, and so share with them. We got a little intermission here. Renzo drink of water, and we get back for more
thirsty,
more
by the way,
moves.
but it's
No?
okay.
Okay.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They've been gone a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running.
So jiu-jitsu is all based on defense. Jiu-jitsu's most important part is the defense. It's to learn how to block the attacks, how to escape the moves, how to prevent from being choked or being armbar or being foot locked by preventing of being submitted.
Catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at
Okay.
Back.
Back. The omoplata escape. There was a,
Which one of them?
At least for me it was, I was a
Which
white
one of
belt.
them?
The one you roll like
Roll pull up there and up on top.
yeah.
Okay, this shoulder lock, I made it. What year was that?
The escape. I don't know. No, when he taught me, I didn't see him developing the escape, but when he taught me was 1992.
1992, yeah. It was
Okay,
before
but
that.
I don't want to talk about
Time, yeah.
28 years
Especially because
ago.
your hair is getting gray and mine not. That kills it. They still ask for the recipe. Porra. It's an eternal summer in my heart. It keeps my hair black. That's what it is.
Yeah, but there was I think that back then was a moment that there are a lot of omoplatas. Nino was specialist.
It was one of the main moves. People were pulling omoplatas from everywhere, shoulder locks from everywhere. And then I noticed that was a move that everybody would use. That was like lock it and roll the guy over, right?
Yeah, or somersaulting.
Somersaulting over, yeah. So I realized that the reality was every time you got caught in a shoulder lock, the biggest problem was that when we think about rolling, we want to roll on this shoulder, so we look outward. And when we go, we don't realize, but by doing this, my hip goes towards him. That's his position right there. So I bump into him, and that normally gives me a hard time to escape. And it gives the hip that he needs to hold it, to lock, to make the shoulder lock efficient, you know? So in reality, I begin studying and doing the opposite. I would let you, I even get to the point that I would give the arm to everybody so they would have it. And what I always did was the opposite. I would give this, and I will look. I'll put my ear on the floor, and I will look at him. By doing that, my hip, when I roll forward, will roll away from him. So wouldn't allow him to lock my hip to get me. So the moment that he got my arm, I was already looking at him, rolling, putting my elbow on the floor, and then up on top, normally holding his legs to pass the guard already. You know? So basically,
Just wait a little bit. Okay.
So basically, he would get me here, look. You see? And most people, they would look away and they'll try to do this. Look what happened to the hip. It's caught. You see? So I will do the opposite. When he went for the shoulder lock, I will look away, look. And now my elbow will touch the floor, and I will be right there to pass, look. Very solid. And if you look, my hip is where the power is. It's moving away from him. He can't grab it. As he's working the arm, it becomes extremely easy for me to roll. And when I roll, look how my body motion is. I'm here. I go like I want to reach my shoulder. I roll, right? The arm is right there. When I roll, I turn elbow to my rib, right there. All the strength. He can't hold it. Then I turn my pelvis. I'm on my knees. I'm on top.
And it's funny because, you know, this is actually very similar to the role that we do, you know,
Yes.
standing,
Yes.
you know.
But
you know,
what you don't realize, by doing this with the arm, you know, people normally, they want to go this way.
Yeah.
They never go on the opposite direction. So basically, it's the rolling, but you roll against what you are conditioned to do. Like everybody want to do this, what happened with the hip?
Yeah, I grabbed the hip
It's caught.
right away, yes.
Immediately. The moment that I do this, look, I gave him my hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, then the leverage, then it's going to be a struggle for me now. You know, the escapes, I'm going to grab, roll him over, but then it's harder. When in reality, he goes. It's weird. You don't even see it coming. And now you do, it's you look at his butt. Just touch your ear. When you see his butt, you can toss your hip because it's gone. And the next step is to free this. He's going to try to hold it your arm. You do this, look. Normally this leg is up first. When you throw your leg, now you turn. So your elbow comes towards your hip, look. Boom, out. And then you get on your knees. And you're right there.
Yeah, and my experience, that was good because I didn't have to tap in omoplatas before I learned to defend. I learned the defense. I was white belt. So I don't remember the time I tapped in an omoplata after learning this.
It changes everything. Like you anticipate. You are far ahead, and not only this.
Sometimes you put a posture before going for the roll.
Yes,
right?
yes. There was a famous fight that I did with
De La Riva.
De La Riva, and then I was planning. My game was play on top. He had a very good guard, and I say as soon as I have a chance, when it's 3 minutes left, I'm gonna go for a foot lock, just to get him on top, and I know I'm gonna sweep him. My guard was very good. I knew I was gonna sweep, but by chance he got me in a shoulder lock. And if you guys go check the fight on it's like the crowd goes crazy on his side, you know, believing that he was gonna beat me, and that was actually my first black belt competition. That was, I believe, was 1993, right?
93, yeah.
That was the first nationals they had, actually. Mameluke on the Braika, on the Jewish club, yeah. And he got the shoulder lock, and they're waiting just for the 3 minutes, 3 minutes and a half, so I could. And the crowd is going crazy, and I'm there looking at the crowd and laughing, and I keep making fun of them. You know, if you check in YouTube, you're gonna see that. And then I say, now it's time to get out. I get out, I put him in my guard, I swept him, and then I got on top. When I got on top, I'm 2 points ahead.
Yeah,
2 points ahead. And then my uncle,
Less than a minute.
no, it was like 2 minutes and a half. 2 minutes and a half. So my uncle goes, De La Riva, 2 minutes and a half. I go, relax, buddy. 2 minutes and a half, I'm the first national champion. But don't worry, you second place. I said to him, you're the second. And he tried everything, and I'm laughing, trapping him, holding. And I said, just relax, man. Don't worry. I know the second place is the first loser, but boy, you didn't lose for anybody. I was a good guy who beat you. Don't worry about this, you know? And I remember I finished, I got up, and I'm making fun of my uncle. And he's looking, De La Riva is looking at me like this. You know? Other great memories. And the escape was this one, you know?
So just one more time, the escape, you wanna maybe
best-
here will be
Yeah.
to see from
Yeah.
here.
Oh, when he got it, look, here on the floor, the leg that is gonna come up is the one next to him, look. And then I throw my body, and now I bring the elbow. When my elbow touches the ground, I'm on top. And normally I'm dominating his legs like this, look. So it becomes harder for him to defend the guard after I get out of there, you know?
Yeah, you ended in a better position than
I
you
was
started.
before, yeah. I was actually in a full guard when he locked it, and then I end up with both legs attached because he's trying the arm lock. When I come up, I hold the legs. So I'm almost already across side. It's just a matter of moving forward and keep the tightness.
In the end of the movement, you notice that Renzo gets his elbow in.
And it's exactly like you pulling a rope in a boat. If I ask you to pull, we're in a boat, and I ask you to pull the anchor up, how would you do it? Here. It's the same. This is where you're really strong. Don't pull any other way, it's not going to come out. Your elbow has to come like you want to touch your ribs, and that's going to allow you to jump right out.
So regardless of the omoplata, which is a specific situation, when Renzo taught me this very early days, I was able to defend almost everything because everything is about, connecting your elbows to the body.
Bringing your elbows to your body.
There was,
You had a good teacher, huh?
I was lucky enough, and I have a training partner who came from the Luta Livre, and he was a black belt, one of the most technical guys in Luta Livre, and he started Jiu-Jitsu from the white belt, and he was my weight division. And every time we trained, it was always a tough training, tough role, but he would submit me in a Kimura. And one day I was helping Renzo in a private class, and he taught me how to defend the Kimura. And that defense of the Kimura used for everything. It's about, closing the elbow.
Bringing the elbow in, changes everything.
Yeah.
Because I could never finish flipping Kimura. And then I realized that the whole thing was to open the elbow. Once the elbow was open, I could get it from everywhere. And then I became very efficient to finish. I was the same guy, Bita. I was with him, the guy that I was talking about lives in Abu Dhabi, and he was unbelievable passing guard. That way that I was showing
strong.
Super. Yeah.
Imagine
He was my height, 230, 235, no?
my height, probably.
Yeah, but muscle. Yeah, he's a little shorter than me, right? Yeah, but muscle. Extremely strong guy. And I went to roll with him in Abu Dhabi one time, and
That was the same time of Mario Sperry fight, because I was with you in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
That was 2011.
2011, so 7 years ago. So I went to roll with him.
9 years ago.
9 years. Holy moly. So then I went to roll with him, and then we finished rolling. We sit down on the wall, laughing, joking. And he goes, Skinny. He calls me Skinny. Magrinho, you are still hell. There was 25 years that I didn't tap in a Kimura, and you got me twice in a Kimura. And I go, 25 years? He goes, 25 years. I couldn't believe you were able to pull out 2 Kimuras on me today. And the funny thing was, like, I look at him, and I say it makes complete sense because he's built in a way that he's not supposed to be tapping a Kimura, But I was able to finish him because I play with his elbow constantly. I would pressure his elbow. His elbow was always like this. It would be easy to pull out the Kimura. That's why I was able to do it.
So don't get too abstract. Let's show the escape from the Kimura.
Which one you want to see?
The from north south, the regular one.
The regular one?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm here and I bring
Remember me escaping from
or
Yeah,
here, or here.
the
or
first thing, turn this way.
here.
Turn. So the first thing that I need to do here is free my head. You see, my head is stuck in here. So right here, I go, oh. Now this hand comes here. Look. I'm out every single time. As he's working on it to finish. And if you notice, look, even though when I free my hand just touches there. Even if you can reach just by doing this, look, how you untied everything. And the whole deal is the pressure of this elbow finding the hole here and reaching the ground, you know? So every kimura they get, you have to always look to just this elbow here, look. You see? There. So I go like I want to touch the elbow. Look, I'm not touching, but look how easy my hand comes out. If I can touch it better, but just by reaching with this hand and turning, you're going to be free every single time. Because that forces the elbow into your rib cage like that. And if the guy is sitting on your head, always remember, free your head a little, look, out.
Yeah, I'm getting a wrist lock here. It hurts. if you relax, it's a wrist lock.
It's a wrist lock. It hurts a lot when you escape on your opponent's hands, wrists, you know? So it's very, very efficient from that. And if the guy gets you kimura when you are sometimes here, look, it's very common.
Like
Yeah, there. So the whole deal here, I got a bridge here. In reality, I bridge that way. Look. How he start losing balance. You see, so my game is always like I want to bring my hip on top of my hand as he's getting.
it's weird here because he positioned his arm in a way already that
Yeah.
it's
But anyway, I just, all that I do is I bridge. Look how you want to go. You see?
yeah.
All that I do, I want to put my body on top of my hand. So I bridge. Look. Done. If you guys remember Kira's fight against a very big woman,
Yeah, I forgot her name. In that absolute final.
absolute final on the world, right? And I
Yeah.
say, look, her favorite move is kimura. She's gonna get you from here. You're not gonna try to escape any other way, but bring the hand and roll. Kira roll her over. Remember this? And when you finish rolling, you grab inside your thigh. So he cannot finish you from the bottom like this. Immediately you step over, boom, it's done. But if he tries the kimura, you're going to be able to sweep even if he's 300 pounds. And that's what happened with Kira. Kira reversed her opponent and get on top. Remember this? On the final of the absolute. And Kira was extremely light. Né?
Extremely light.
Yeah.
Probably 120, 130.
Yes, I forgot the girl's name. The girl was huge that was fighting her.
Yeah, forgot you.
She was the champion back then
Yeah.
from everything. And that was exactly the defense. So the main thing here, it's you bridge. Stay right there one second. You bridge, but this has to come, look, under you. Once it's here, if they try to hold it, you roll them right over. If they fall, the hand comes right here once you land it. Boom, right inside your thigh. So that will kill his chance to getting a kimura from the bottom. You know, which is the normal one when people passing guards and things like that.
Yeah, one interesting thing about this kimura here, it never, it's an old style kimura that barely used because you need to have your weight here, otherwise here he's going to extend his arm regardless, right?
Yeah,
so
and not only that, a lot of times you get caught here. Get it there?
Yeah.
So I bring you here.
Yeah.
Now
I'm light. Oh, my elbow is unconnected.
Yeah.
My body weight is here and supposedly to be here.
Yes.
So it's already, the way he positions himself is already uncomfortable.
So a lot of times you feel you caught here, the hand's already behind. You don't have time to do that one that you reach for the elbow. You go flat and you bridge on top. Look. Boom. Once you do this, if he tries to keep it, he's going to fall. He's going to be rolled over.
Which, by the way, Renzo, it's very similar of the way you escape of the key lock here, right?
Yes.
So
Once
if I
I
have...
the other side, this arm's a little...
I noticed.
slipping on that.
Yeah.
So basically, here's the same thing. As he's coming, look, I go like I want to touch my hand. Look.
Yeah.
I'm out. Even though I don't touch it,
look at my motion. I'm here, and I'm gonna be tapped. I go like I want to do this, look. But when I do this, my hip comes. The hand comes right out.
Because
can't
if you
stop.
realize, Renzo, you won't be strong enough to bring your
Never.
elbow to your body.
No.
But I have no way to avoid him to bring his body to his elbow.
Perfect.
Right.
So
You
I
know?
go this way. Look.
Yeah.
Boom. And normally I reverse here. Look.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
I love this one. Every time they come for this, I come back with this.
We hurt some shoulders with this one.
A few, quite a few.
I think I hurt Tarnum one time.
He hurt the prince, the sheik from Abu Dhabi. He popped his
So
shoulder.
he
like
was
that.
smashing me at the
I
time.
was better. I did on Colin. On what's his name? Colin O'Rourke. Colin, remember the Irish guy?
Uh-huh.
I did it on him. It popped bad. It was like 2 months without training because
Oh my gosh.
people don't
Yeah.
realize, especially when they drive in the weight and you put it on, you got to be very careful. Reverse it from the bottom, And I used to do that a lot when people are passing guard and then they come to hug over. It was right there.
With Tarnum, the next, we finished training, and then we went to a dinner afterwards, and then a therapist came right away
To fix him.
to fix him with ice and everything.
They tried to ruin my career, this guy. They killing me. What else? What else, Luca?
Okay, let's see if there's some question here. Let me see. I'm the only woman in my class. This is Linda Spagnotti. She's a very frequent, viewer here. So thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
I'm the only woman in my class. Some of the guys I roll with are really big. If they get the mount position, I have an awful time escaping. Is there an escape that works well against stronger, much larger training partners?
There's a escape that works well with everyone. I was the only guy that could escape Roger's mount. And the whole deal was because I realized that even when Roger did something wrong from the mount, people couldn't take him out. And the reason was because we teach ourselves to normally push the leg, elbow escape on the leg, or do the bridge. He was so long that those things wouldn't work. I had my arm fully extended, and his hip is still sitting on my stomach. I couldn't move him. So I started working in a way to escape the mount that it takes people out, and especially because I did mostly for MMA, for the fights that I was having, where I was 155 pounds, guys were like 230, 240. So I said, if it happens, which happens sometimes an accident, you try a takedown, the guy landed mounted. How I had to find a way to get out of there doesn't matter what. And I found out where the power comes from. Hip. So my goal, Linda, it's always hip. Even though the traditional will work, you grab a hand, you roll the guy over, the hip one will work every single time. I believe it. I put the best guys ever mounted and try it, and I was out. And the whole deal is...
I'll bring Matheus. He's longer, right?
Yeah.
Come on, Matheus.
Come on, Matheus. It all depends on how he mounts. Let's say the hardest one is when the guy hooks the legs under, falls. Yeah, that's heavy there. Then you see you can't get your hand in. And right here, look. So what do I do here? So he's heavy here. I bump. Where's the hand now? Inside. Okay. So go back up so we can see it. The main thing, my position will consist of this. Again, this is the Foucault's triangular work. I create a frame here and I lock like this. Look. So before I was working here, a tall guy will pull my arm, will hold it here, will be held. I will do this. You see? With that, I lock his hip. You see? Even look, if you think, I'm freeing my legs, I'm trying. I don't care, not even how he's hooking up my legs, how he's working. Now I do a bridge lock, and I lock the frame. Get mounted again. He cannot. Look how easy. Look. The main thing is that I create the frame. I'm here, look, I create the frame. I bridge. Now I lock the frame, which is locking his whole hip. The edge is right there. And I move back. My leg is in. Boom. You see? And it's a funny thing because as people get used to this, I start, like my hand is there. I just bridge lock a lot. You see, get out.
If I drive over weight.
Why? For close triangle work. That's the symbol of jiu-jitsu, the triangle. So it's the same thing here. I create a frame that blocks the hip, and I go like I want to go in my shoulder. Look the gap that I have now to escape my hip. And this is a special thing for lighter people, for weaker people, for women. So it's perfect for you. The main thing, when you bridge, don't bridge straight. Bridge like you want to touch your ear on the floor. So I'm here, suddenly I do this. I lock it, the elbow lock. And if you realize I'm not pushing, which he would easily clean by pulling my hands out, just like this, I escape, the leg is in. And there's a very funny situation because when I train with a person a lot, and I escape like this a lot, they end up, as I'm doing, they go this way, which becomes even easier. They try to stop from me getting out. They normally fall this way, because I'm here. And then when I begin doing, look. So they go their way like a joke and end up normally with a leg lock. I can get the leg lock to use to reverse. But all that I do, and the guy's heavy, laying down, extending your legs, everything locked. You can't get your hand in. Put your hand like this, and bump. When you bump, your hand comes in. Bump up and down, your hand slides, lock it, go. Boom, boom, you out. And always arch the most that you can with your hip, with your body up, because that means a bigger gap underneath you to allow your hip to escape. And forget about it. So basically it's this. And the grip is just here. Don't hold, hip, wrist, elbow, boom, and you'll be right out of there, Linda. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being here with us. And I hope that move helps you, Linda.
Okay, guys, we are over an hour on our seminar. I have
Already?
I have a little surprise here. We have this unique. We didn't produce in mass here. I have four foda-se gis.
What foda-se means?
What foda-se means? You tell me. You create that thing, So this is, foda-se gi, made by Fuji.
Is that the Brazilian president asked me if it was like this that we write foda-se. That's how they write in America. I go, my president. That's how we write everywhere in the globe.
Yeah. So we have these few gis here. It's 2A3 and 2A2. We don't have every size, but we are going to how you say sorteio? It's a lottery.
They're gonna. English. I'm telling you. After 24 years, I still don't have.
I don't know. It's kind of a lottery, right?
A ruffle.
A ruffle.
They're gonna ruffle for you.
Ruffle for anyone active member on Renzo Gracie Online Academy. And if you are not,
Robson is raising his hand back there. He wants the.
Renzo's brother wants one gi. Okay, so 3. We have 3 there. But if your size is A4 or A1 or A0, we are going to give you a Renzo Gracie Upper West Side instead. All the gis we are going to do, a ruffle will be signed by Renzo. So,
what's the requirements?
Requirements: be an active member on Renzo Gracie Online Academy or Rickson Academy, right? And it's both are with 50% off.
Okay.
Or acquire today one of the other course. We have a Hoilers course on galler.com. We have the Rickson Self-Defense Unit course. And you also can opt to buy a foda-se shirt, and you'll be into the ruffle as well. So another time, the requirements. Renzo Gracie Online Academy active member. So if you are active member for 2 months, don't worry, you'll be on the ruffle. Rickson Academy active member or a foda-se customer on foda-se.com.
Foda-se.com, yes.
Foda-se.com.
Foda-se, C-Y.
Foda-se.com.
Because even a grandmother won't be insulted by those words.
Yes.
And by the way, just to let you guys know, Foda-se was created to help people with charity. So we have even guys that couldn't walk in a wheelchair that they're today running and bothering
I was just in Brazil. They come to bother me a lot.
No, he didn't cure the guy. He just gave, you know,
A wheelchair?
a wheelchair.
Não,
right?
o Christian tá andando, aquele filho da puta.
Ah,
Não, he's
he
walking. He's
cured.
cured. Porra. That was foda-se.
Okay,
I
so
gave
that's,
him a
that's the
wheelchair, my
Foda-se
ass.
spirit. So we
Yes.
have 2 blacks and 2 whites. I mean,
Yeah.
one is Robson, so you know you have only 3 there. You know. I'm sorry, guys.
Robson like the foda-se gear. I don't have that gear, by the way, just to let you guys know. I don't have it.
Yeah, actually, Fuji made 4 samples for us, and we never produce, you know, a lot of them. So
So soon we'll do it. Soon we'll
Yeah.
put some foda-se gears out. It's time.
okay, so galler.com, GALLERR.com. You are going to find everything, or fodace.com is also an option, right? This is it for today. You wanna?
Just foda-se mindset 24/7. You know that. Foda-se mindset is going to change your life. Keep yourself strong. A problem with no solution is already solved. Don't stress. Don't be like him with hair falling everywhere, getting gray. You know, be like this. We were born naked and toothless.
It's too many years, you know,
With me.
together, you know, and he never concerned. I have all the concern, so you know that's my price.
Oh,
We have to
man.
pay a price, right?
I'm probably 20 years older than him, but he's older than me by 100 years.
You know, right? You know, he called me an hour before the seminar saying, "Oh, I'm going to be there 2 p.m. sharp."
In point.
And then, you know, my hair started getting gray, you know, right away, because, you know, what's the problem to arrive here like 10 minutes before or
Are
something?
you
like
married?
that? Yes. I
You
am.
know the problem. What the problem is? When I'm leaving the house, my wife made me go get money to pay the nannies, the maids, to give them. And she
Guys.
couldn't go. She sent me. Once you have a boss, you're in trouble. You know how it is.
All the moves we worked today will be...
He's afraid of his wife. That's why he doesn't agree 100%. He keeps. Tell the moves up.
The moves will be at Renzo Gracie Online Academy.
Okay.
You
All
know,
these moves.
Renzo Gracie Online Academy has over 800 lessons already.
In reality, you guys think I'm building that for you? No, I'm building that for my grandson. Because if I'm not around, I want him to have access to the best jiu-jitsus out there. And he will be the one watching that. So what you guys are having is what I'm building for the future generation of the Gracie family.
Okay.
All the best.
Before you shut down the Instagram first, Gabriel, and on the streaming, play the videos again, Daniel.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running.
So jiu-jitsu is all based on defense. Jiu-jitsu's most important part is the defense. It's to learn how to block the attacks, how to escape the moves, how to prevent from being choked or being armbar or being footlocked by preventing you of being submitted.
Catch me howling at the moon.